Okay, dear students, thank you for visiting this webinar. Today we will speak about power and leadership. You all are future managers, and actually you will need to influence to other people, to your subordinates, to organize your subordinates. And today within the lecture I will try to answer to this question, how it is possible, how is it possible to influence on other people. Okay, so just a moment, I will share my presentation. Okay, great. So today we are speaking about leadership and power in management. I will translate the word power in this context. Power means власть. Російською мовою або влада українською мовою. Generally, let's begin with the formal definition of management. If you remember this definition of Marie Forleo, a manager, management is getting things done by another people. So manager's job is to get these things done by other people, by subordinates. So you in future will have to somehow motivate, somehow organize your subordinates. And in this context, it is possible to define power in this context. So power is being able to influence the attitudes and or behaviors of other people. And let's begin with a very interesting question. So if you ask if you need to do something, no. If you need something to be done, it means that somebody else will do it for you. What are the possible ways to persuade your subordinates to do it? What do you think? You're welcome to answer in English or in Russian or in Ukrainian, any language. You're welcome. I will repeat one more. If you need something to be done within your company, I mean, within your company, what should you do?
You have to motivate your workers for work.
Yes, and another question is, okay, maybe it was a little bit wrong question from me. Why do you think your subordinates will do it? Why?
I think that first of all you need to create some plan by which your employees will follow.
Thank you, Inna. Generally, you are correct. So let's discuss this problem in this way. So you have created also already you have created a strategy. Then if you created a strategy, you have a mission of our company, and also you have a set of objectives for your company. Then you transformed your objectives into tasks, into some pieces of activities. And now you will have to delegate these activities to your subordinates. In simple words, you have to tell to your subordinates, okay, dear Petrov, please do this. And if to look at this situation from the position of your subordinate, why do you think these subordinate, this very subordinate, will follow your order? Why?
Because you are on higher level of.
Great. First. Great, thank you. So you named the first idea. So the worker will follow your order just because you are a boss. So if you are a boss, it is possible for you to ask subordinates to do something. Great, the first. Okay, what else? It is a question for everybody, not only for Inna.
Because you are paying him money for this.
Yes, great. Thank you. I suppose it's Danila. I don't see your name, but okay. So generally, you are right. So you will, these subordinates can understand that, okay, this activity will be rewarded somehow. It could be rewarded within this particular activity, or it could be rewarded generally as a salary. Okay, great. Second. Okay, what else?
Well, as I think it's also about the position in hierarchy, that workers know their functions and their functions to work and get things done. But the manager's function is to delegate the tasks, and those tasks workers will do.
Okay, great. Thank you. So generally, the idea is that you will persuade the worker that this activity has to be done, and if it is done, so your company will be successful. Am I right? Have I understood your idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. 3 possible. Okay. But generally there are 5, so
Maybe,
I'd like you to name at least one more.
Maybe they're just interested in this task.
It is the second possible way, reward, some reward.
Okay.
Maybe you remember then we discussed motivating functions, so we discussed different types of reward. So it could be money, but not only money, okay? There are a lot of possible rewards. So generally, this possibility to influence on your subordinates was already mentioned. Okay.
Maybe promotion. Maybe promotion.
Promotion.
Yeah.
Like
upgrade.
It is also a type of reward. Maybe you missed our previous lecture, not the previous one, but the lecture before previous. So in this lecture, we discussed different types of rewards. Okay, so generally, it is also a type of a reward. Okay, you are right, but this type of influence on other people was already mentioned. What else?
I got it.
Can I say?
Sorry?
Can I start?
Okay, yes.
Okay, as I think if this assignment can move on this work in career ladder, по карьерной лестнице, в общем, его продвинуть, then this worker will be willing to do this task.
Yes, but generally it is just it was just mentioned by another person, just another student named it. So okay, I will help you. So you mentioned 3 possible ways. First, to use the possibility that you are a boss and if they are your subordinate, they have to follow you first. Second is that you can persuade them to do it because they really understand that this activity is crucial for company success. And the third one is some reward, to provide some reward for this activity, for completing this activity. What else? I need two more, at least one.
Maybe because employees should know that manager or boss can see a whole picture of like project.
Persuade. It was also mentioned by the second. So they understand that the manager is an expert in this situation. So the manager knows something. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is easy.
Maybe trust and respect for the manager.
Very good. I didn't expect this, but it could be possible that your employees respect you as a person. And even if they do not understand that this activity is crucial, so you have charisma, and they will follow you only because of this. Only because of this. A lot of politicians have these characteristics, I mean charisma, and yes, so they will follow you only because you asked them to do it. And the fifth one. Think. I thought that you will begin with the way of influencing on your subordinates. If some activity won't be done,
so there will be some punishment like this.
Yes. So yes, in many organizations, subordinates are afraid of some punishment. It could be financial penalties, but it could be not only financial penalties. Even bosses can ask them to leave the organization, but generally the workers, the subordinates could be punished if they do not do some activity. So generally there are 5 main types of influencing on subordinates, and today we will discuss every type of these influencing. Generally, if you open any book connected with management, you can find more types of influencing, But if you think a little bit, you will discover that other type of influencing on subordinates are just a mixture of the mentioned 5. So generally, any manager has to use these 5 ways of influencing on subordinates, but maybe in some mixture. It's not possible to use only one way of power. It's not possible. If you are a good manager, you are using all the 5 possible ways of power. And today we will discuss all these 5. And thank you that all these 5 types of power was mentioned, 5 types of leadership was mentioned by you. Thank you. So it's a pleasure. It's a big pleasure for me as your professor. So we are not wasting time with you, but we are really welcome. Thank you. Thank you a lot. So, if we speak about the formal definition of leadership and power, we need, I mean, managers need to use power and leadership to attain all objectives and to influence others toward some activities which must be done for attaining organizational objectives. And if you are a manager, you must be a leader, first of all, and you will need to use power. And generally, please think about this power. It is very close to our previous lecture, connected with, not the previous one, the previous lecture was connected with decision making, and this lecture, I mean, the lecture connected with controlling. Generally, you might remember that we discussed it briefly, that if people listen this word controlling, they feel a little bit unpleasant, yes, because nobody wants to be controlled. And the same situation connected with the word power. So if somebody says that, okay, I have power, you will think about the manager maybe a little bit in some unpleasant, yes, you will feel some unpleasant. And it is great situation if you are a manager, but your subordinates, they don't feel that you have this power. If they don't feel that you are pushing on them, it is very good situation. And you know that all your subordinates, they won't be managers, so it means that probably they will not have education, they will be not educated in management, so they probably won't think about these 5 types of powers. But as you are a manager, so you will have to use all these 5 and how to say, hide these influence on your subordinates. Sorry. Let's begin. The first, generally, these the order of these types of power was selected by me according to the literature, but actually it's quite obvious that the first type of power is formal power, or in other sources you can find these definition, not formal but legitimate power. It means that in this situation power of the position of the person comes from only from the position of the person. So it means in this context, I hope you understand me, that position means должность. So it comes only from the fact that she or he is a boss, and as far as he is a boss, it is possible for him or for her to issue some orders, just to say that you have to do it. So generally, let's speak about some characteristics of formal power or legitimate power marked with yellow. So this power only connected with official position. Then every position guarantees level of authority. It means that if you are invited at the position of manager, it means that you will have some power. Nobody will, how to say, will tell you, especially that, okay, you are a manager, these here are your subordinates, and it is possible to prepare some orders for them. It's obvious as far as you are a manager, so here are your subordinates, so it is possible to influence on them. Okay. Then this power is different regarding the level of management. And the higher is position, the bigger is power of this very manager. And generally, people, subordinates, generally will not ask themselves why they have to follow you. It is quite easy to understand for them. If they are subordinates, they have to follow you because you are a boss. The second power, as far as I remember, this type of power was already mentioned by you also at the second point. So this power comes from the situation that a manager can provide some rewards for subordinates. And generally, there are some rewards which are not connected with the results. For example, some salary. For example, at our university, everybody has salary, and it means that we are delivering lectures and we have this salary. But in some cases, we can have some bonuses. And these very bonuses are connected with, even with the managers of the lowest level. So, for example, head of our department can provide some small reward for a professor, some small bonus. So let's speak about some characteristics of this type of power, also marked with yellow at the bottom part of this screen. So if you have an ability to provide some reward, it is possible to use this type of power. Then rewards can be official or informal. Informal means that if as you might remember, we spoke about extrinsic and intrinsic reward. And intrinsic reward, as you might remember, it is a reward which is inbuilt into some activity. So, for example, it is possible to motivate your subordinates with providing some interesting tasks. So you can say, okay, you are really smart, that's why I will delegate you more interesting task. It is maybe a little bit informal reward. And then it's quite obvious that reward must be desired. It means that coming to my coming back to my previous example, for example, if the subordinate needs money to feed her or his family, it's better to provide him or her with better salary or some extra money bonus, but not with some promotion, for example. So it must be divided. Generally, every activity with providing reward must be transparent, and you have to follow the principle of transparency. So everything must be clear for everybody. So if you provide some reward, it must be clear not only for this person, for the rewarded one, but also for everybody. Why she was rewarded, why she, but not everybody, for example. The next type of power is coercive power. Actually, maybe I have to replace this picture with another one. Maybe it's my mistake to put this picture here connected with prisoner, but generally in any firm, it is this power comes from ability of manager punish subordinates. So if something is wrong, your subordinates will be punished. Also, let's discuss some characteristics of these power. This type of power marked with yellow. So it is an ability to punish your subordinates. So generally it is like an opposite side of coin from reward power. So you can use both reward and coercive power. So just a moment. Also, this punishment can be official or informal. Official means that it could be some order that this person is punished for something, and informal, you can say, okay, you missed some deadline and it was a big problem for our organization, and I don't believe you and anymore, and I will not delegate you in future some important tasks. Then this punishment must be meaningful. It means that you shouldn't punish somebody for nothing. And also you have to avoid this type of power generally, because nowadays companies are fighting for good employees, and good if employees feel that the boss is using only coercive power, they will leave your organization. So you will have to keep it in mind. The next type of power is expert power. So in this situation, you are using your experience, you are using your knowledges to explain your subordinates why it is important, why it is crucial to complete these very tasks. To use these type of power. To use this type of power, first of all, you have to be clever, but all our students are smart enough to use this type of power. And also it is very important type of power, because if your subordinates understand what they have to do, the purpose and the nature of their activity, the performance will be better, And the last but not least type of power is connected with the nature of the leader, referent power. It's connected with a charisma of a leader. A lot of politicians, I decided to use the picture with Barack Obama. I think you are agree with me that he really has charisma, and this power comes from the situation that subordinates trust you, they love you, they believe in you, and they don't need some additional reward, they don't need some punishment, they don't need some explanation. They understand that if they believe in you, that if you said this, it must to be done, it must be done, sorry. Generally, this type of power is, I think, the most difficult type of power to be used. But generally, it's not possible to avoid these type of power. And generally, if speaking about these type of power, we can divide it into two groups. The first group is connected with a position. So if a person has a position of manager, it is possible for her or for him to use coercive power. It is possible to punish subordinates. It is possible to use reward power to provide some benefits, and it is possible to use legitimate power. So to use the situation that she is a boss, so it is possible for her to delegate tasks. That's all. And the second group of types of power, personal types of power, connected with a nature of with the nature of the leader. So it is expert power and reference power. So we can say as the outcome from this very picture that there are two basic sources of power. Power could be ascribed. So if you are a manager, you have it. And power could be achieved. So if your subordinates really understand that you are smart, and you can explain your orders first, and second, if you have charisma or your subordinates love you, this means that you have achieved this attitude from your subordinates. So generally there are two sources of power. Okay, dear students, I see that now there are only 2 minutes left. Let's make a short break, and after break we will meet and we will discuss do and don't, what you have to do and what you should avoid with every type of power. See you after the break. I will invite you one more in our group. Please use the same invitation.
Okay.
Let's continue. Just a moment. Okay, great. Sorry. I occasionally put this button, sorry. Okay. During the second part of our today's lecture, we will discuss your do and don'ts, what you have to do and what you should avoid with using different types of power. Generally, if speaking about ascribed or position power, this type of power connected with a position, then generally it mostly determines with some written instructions, and it is connected with formal, reward, and coercive power. And generally, your subordinates will complete some activity because, first of all, they could be rewarded, they could be punished, or just because you are the boss. And if speaking about achieved power, this type of power connected with this group of types of power, in this group we are including expert power and referent power. Generally, this power is achieved. It means that you can have this type of power using previous experience of communicating with subordinates. It's not connected with, it doesn't have any connections with position, with your position. Generally, you have to earn this type of power. You have to be very clever person and a person with charisma in eyes of your subordinates, and generally as an outcome of this type of power, the last phrase, that subordinates comply because they want to. They want to. They love you. They understand what they are doing. That's why they really want to complete some tasks. Some limits of every types of power. Formal, reward, and coercive power could be used only with subordinates. It's quite important to understand that the other two types of power can be used not only with your subordinates, but also with your peers, with the managers at the same level, because they could believe in you, and in this very situation they will follow you. Formal power is limited by scope of authority. It means that if you are a head of some department, so it's possible for you to influence only to your subordinates at this very department. That's all. Reward power is limited by desirability of the reward. It means that if your subordinates don't want to have this reward, it couldn't be used. Generally, coercive power leads to a resistance. It means that nobody wants to feel nobody wants to be punished, and expert power is limited by the perception of other people. And now let's discuss generally all these 5 types of power. If you are using formal power, first of all, be polite. Generally, it is, as for me, for example, it is rather difficult to ask somebody to do it, but I think it is better to use these type of power in a form of that you are asking to do something, not ordering to do something, but asking. So please do it, something like this, blah, blah, blah. Be specific. It means that it is connected with the characteristics of objectives. So your subordinates have to understand what they have to do. Request within scope of authority. It means that it's not possible to ask people from, for example, some other department to work for your department. And require compliance. It means that your subordinates, they have to understand that you are really have a possibility to control them because you are the boss. What you don't have to do. First of all, demand outside scope of authority. It means that it's not possible for you to ask somebody else, not from your subordinates. Be arrogant. It means that it is very unpleasant situation, and sometimes I faced this situation even at our university, that bosses, they can think that they are like big bosses and they are not polite. It's not good. Generally, nobody loves these people, so please keep it in mind. Give ambitious order. It's quite obvious. Make needless demands. It's a very funny situation that some bosses, they would like to stress that they are, and they are setting some tasks just to stress the situation that it is possible for them to control subordinates. No, you don't have to do it. And bully subordinates, it means that sometimes you can ask them, not ask to avoid with them not only arrogant, but in worse situation. Reward power. What you have to do? First of all, all your subordinates, they have to understand that the task, the objective is achievable, so it is theoretically possible to have this reward in future. Then you must be sure that reward is meaningful. It means that they really want to have it. And also you have to be sure that it is possible for you to deliver this reward. It could be the situation that you propose some reward, but it's not in your power to provide it. It is very bad. It is possible to say not true, to say false to your subordinate, but only once, What you shouldn't do within reward power. First of all, you don't have to offer reward for the task which couldn't be done. Then it's a very poor idea to propose some meaningless reward. For example, to provide some reward which couldn't be used as a reward, so nobody wants to have it. To offer reward you can deliver. I told you that sometimes it's not in the power of a boss to provide some reward. In this very case, you have not to do it. And also everything must be transparent. It shouldn't look like bribes. So if everything is transparent, it means that it is clear for everybody that if he or she gets some outcome, so she or he will be rewarded. It must be transparent for everybody. Coercive power. First of all, what you have, if you want to use this type of power, you have to first of all inform your subordinates. So it shouldn't be like this, that somebody has a mistake and he or she is punished. No, you have to inform them before. You have to inform them before this punishment. So you have to predict some possible risks, or if the risk hadn't been discussed before, it's not possible to use this type of power generally. Discipline theory. It means that this situation also must be transparent. So if somebody is punished for some fault, another person must be punished in this very situation if they do the same fault. And also you have to stay calm and avoid hostility. So your subordinates have to understand that generally you like them because you are a boss, but you don't like just some activity. It is very important to understand for you. And generally, this rule is also very important in your future family life. you have, when you are speaking with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and if you are not satisfied with some activity, you have, if you want to save your couple, you have to persuade the person that you are not satisfied, not generally with him or with her, but you are not satisfied with some activity. I'm a little bit older than you, so if you don't understand, please believe me in this very situation. It is very important. If you say that you are full, I don't like you, it's a road to ruins, and you have to say that, okay, generally I love you, but in this very situation I would blah blah blah, and this rule for all your situations in life, also in your future managerial activity. What you shouldn't do regarding coercive power. You don't have to punish without being sure of facts. So if you don't understand that it is guilty of these very subordinates, it's not possible to punish them. Then it's not possible threaten beyond your authority. So it means that it's not possible to punish people from other departments. Generally, I think generally if you try to do it, they will explain you, but it will be very unpleasant situation for you. And also you don't have to punish in public, because generally you have to understand that you will have to build your managerial team, and every part of the team, every subordinate must have affiliation to your company generally and to your department. So it's better to speak about some unpleasant situation only face to face. Expert power. This type of power rather difficult to use, because you have to be smart enough, but you are. So you have to explain your subordinates some things. You have to prove your ideas. You must help others if they have some problems. You have to solve organizational problems for your subordinates, and you must stay humble. And what you should avoid within this type of power. First of all, you shouldn't use only your ideas. You have to explain it. Then you don't have to reduce self-estimation of other people. So they have to understand that they are also clever, that they are also smart. Then you don't have to hoard information others need, so you have vice versa, you have to support them with the information. And you don't have to be arrogant, but you don't have to be arrogant in any way, generally. And the last but not least type of power, I think this type of power is the most difficult to be used, referent power. It is quite difficult to use this type of power because it is connected with your nature. And if you have some problems with your attitude to others. So it's not possible to use this type of power, because first of all, you have to accept others as they are. Only in this very situation they will love you, and they will help you to organize attaining the organizational objectives. Then you have to explain everything, and only in this very situation your subordinates will trust you. And also you have to understand the nature of every subordinate. Only in this very case, so you have to maybe it looks a little bit strange for you, but in this very situation you are breaking the rule that you are delegating not to a person but to a position. Maybe you remember when we spoke about organizing function during our first module. I told you that usually tasks are delegated to not to a person but to a position. So it looks like this. Okay, let's speak about our university. So all the heads of the departments, they have to complete some report. They have to prepare some report. But in this very situation, you have to understand that everybody is a person. So if you are using this type of power, you are delegating not to a position but to a person. Only in this very case, they will love you and your subordinates, and they will follow you. Generally, what you shouldn't do in this situation, generally, I wouldn't stop at every point, but generally, you have to avoid the situation that you have some benefits that they love you, and you will overuse this love. So you have to avoid this very situation. The outcome of our today's lecture. Today we spoke, just a moment. It's something wrong with my computer. It's rather old. I'm sorry. So today we will speak about the types of power. So if you have to keep in mind that if you want to be a good manager, you have to understand why your subordinates will follow you, will follow your orders. And today we discuss 5 possible ways of leadership. So we discussed coercive power, reward power, legitimate power, expert power, and referent power. And please keep in mind that a good manager uses all these 5 types of power. I'm listening to your questions. Okay, no questions. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.